The bill arrived at the end of the dinner like a trophy. A thick black folder landed in the center of the table, and everyone suddenly went quiet. I opened it. $6,700. My eyes moved down the list of charges: lobster towers, imported wine, premium steaks, seafood platters, desserts covered in edible gold. The total looked more like the price of a used car than a family dinner. I looked around the table. My parents smiled. My brother Kyle smirked. My Aunt Denise sipped the last of her wine. Nobody looked surprised. "What is this?" I asked. Dad leaned back comfortably. "The bill. I can see that. Why is it here?" Mom smiled as if explaining something obvious to a child. "Because you're paying Juniper." For a moment I thought she was joking. Then I realized nobody was laughing. I stared at them. "Excuse me?" Kyle shrugged. "Come on. You're the successful one now. You make more money than all of us." My aunt nodded. "This promotion dinner was basically for you." I looked at the table covered with empty lobster shells. I had grilled salmon. Mom rolled her eyes. "Don't start counting pennies." That sentence annoyed me more than the bill itself. For years my family had treated my success like a community property fund. Every raise I received somehow became their money. Every achievement became another excuse for them to expect something. I closed the folder. "I'm not paying." The table froze. Dad's smile disappeared. "What did you say?" "I'm not paying for everyone's dinner." Kyle laughed nervously. "Stop messing around." "I'm serious." Mom looked horrified. "You would embarrass us like this?" I almost laughed. They had ordered thousands of dollars of food without asking me, yet somehow I was the embarrassing one. Dad's voice hardened. "After everything we've done for you." That old speech again. The problem was that it no longer worked. I stood and picked up my jacket. The waiter looked terrified. "Would you like separate checks?" he asked carefully. "Yes," I replied. The waiter quickly calculated my portion. $42. I placed my card on the tray. Kyle slammed his hand on the table. "You can't leave us with the rest." I didn't order the rest. The panic started spreading around the table. Dad grabbed my arm. "Sit down." I gently pulled away. "No." Then I remembered something. 3 months earlier my family had convinced me to invest in Kyle's new restaurant project. They needed money and promised everything would be handled professionally. Unlike them, I insisted on contracts. Every signature had been legally documented. Every responsibility clearly outlined, including one important clause. I pulled out my phone. "What are you doing?" Kyle asked. "Checking something." A few seconds later, I found the agreement and emailed it to everyone at the table. Their phones buzzed simultaneously. Kyle opened the document first. His face immediately turned white. Dad looked over his shoulder. Then his expression changed too. "What have you done?" Dad whispered. I smiled. "I activated the repayment clause." The contract stated that if investors were pressured into providing additional financial support outside the agreed arrangement, the investment could be recalled immediately. Tonight's little stunt qualified perfectly. Kyle stared at the screen. "You can't be serious." "I am." The amount due was nearly $500,000. Silence filled the room. Suddenly nobody cared about the lobster anymore. Mom looked shocked. "You do this to your own family?" I shook my head. "No. I simply stopped letting my family do it to me." The waiter returned with my receipt. I signed it. $42. Exactly what I owed. Nothing more. As I headed toward the exit, I heard arguments erupt behind me. Who would pay? Who was responsible? Why had nobody brought enough money? For the first time, none of those problems belonged to me. I pushed open the restaurant door and stepped into the cool night air. Behind me was a $6,700 disaster. Ahead of me was peace. And for the first time in years, that peace felt priceless.